Jillian and his parrot Yara were abandoned on an island by their crew, but now he had built a boat. Together they set out in search of other land. As he was sailing, he spotted a speck in the distance. He decided to head towards it and realign himself that way with his makeshift paddle. As he grew closer, thanks to the current, the shape grew and widened until it became an outline on the horizon. Land, he thought. As his crafted rowboat brushed against the shore, he stabbed the paddle into the sand so that the boat wouldn't float away. He looked around and took in his surroundings. He had no idea where in Europe he was, but it was a bit strange. He didn't recognize some of the plants, and there were a few fruits and vegetables and foods growing around that he didn't recognize around him. He wandered aimlessly in hopes of finding civilization and perhaps someone to rob. He found a map on a tree. The weird thing was, the map wasn't a map of the world. It was a map of a totally different place. It was a bit strange. As he continued to explore, he heard voices in the distance. He didn't recognize the language they were speaking, so he decided to investigate. He found people talking together. He called out to them, and they looked in his direction. They had confused faces, and he realized that they didn't understand what he was saying either. He's dumb. He walked towards them with arms raised in a questioning manner. This is from the translated gestures now. "Where am I?" Jillian asked. In return, one of the people pointed to the map that was still behind Jillian. He realized that he had found new land. "Can you help me get home?" he asked. "Okay, what do you need?" they signed back. "Follow me." And so work began. He showed them a design of what he had for an easy-to-build ship that would be stronger with the new materials of this part of the world. After a few months had gone by, they were about to finish when they heard people yelling far off. Jillian thought the people sounded kind of familiar, so he decided to investigate. As he came over the hill, he saw natives. He saw who the people were. They were his crew. It seems they had come back looking for him, but had discovered this land instead. He rushed back to the ship, which had been built for him by the natives, and prepared to sail. He used his compass to direct where he was going, and raced out of the harbor. All of a sudden, he heard shouts from the shore. His crew had spotted him. He had to get home to tell everyone about, and possibly cash in on some currency and fame. Soon enough, though, his old crew's ship had caught up with his. He knew he was no match for all of the crew members, so that he could get ahead of them. He knew he was no match for all of them, so he just had to keep them distracted. He directed Yarrow, his parrot, to go and distract the crew members so that they could get ahead of them. The distraction didn't last long, though. They eventually caught the bird and put it in a cage. The ship pulled up alongside Jillian's, and they started storming the ship. Jillian didn't stand a chance. He was put to death alongside Jillian and the parrot.